Ever felt like you're in a bottomless pit with no way out? We've all been there, haven't we? The walls of despair closing in, the light of hope dimming, the feeling of being stuck in a labyrinth with no exit in sight. It's a common sensation. This feeling of hopelessness, it's as universal as the air we breathe, experienced by everyone at some point in their lives. But what if I told you there are ways to climb out of this pit? Firstly, shift your perspective. Perspective, the magical lens through which we view our world. You see, when you're stuck in a rut, feeling like there's no way out, it's often not the situation itself that's the issue, but rather how you're looking at it. Consider a rainy day. Some people see it as a gloomy, miserable day, while others, perhaps a duck or two, see it as a glorious opportunity for a swim. Similarly, when you're in a pickle, try seeing it not as a problem, but as a challenge. A game, if you will. Imagine you're a knight and your situation is the dragon. Yes, it's a bit fiery and has bad breath, but slaying it will make you a hero, wouldn't it? A little humor can be a wonderful tool to lighten the mood and shift your perspective. Remember, it's not about the situation, it's how you see it. Secondly, practice gratitude. It's like a magic potion that can transform gloom into glee. It's the art of finding the silver lining even when you're stuck in a thunderstorm without an umbrella. Now you might think, what's there to be grateful for when everything seems to be going downhill? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot. Just think about it. You woke up this morning. That's a miracle in itself. You can see, hear, or feel. You have access to this video. These are all blessings that we often take for granted. Consider the man who complains about his shoes until he meets the man with no feet. It's all about perspective. And gratitude helps us shift our focus from what's wrong to what's right. So next time life hands you lemons, say, "Thank you, I've been meaning to make lemonade." Who knew saying thanks could be so powerful? Thirdly, embrace acceptance. Now, this is an art that requires more than a little finesse. Acceptance is not about resignation or defeat, but rather acknowledging reality as it stands, warts and all. It's like inviting an elephant into the room, and instead of panicking, offering it a cup of tea. Take it from old Uncle Bertie, who found himself up a tree literally because of a mischievous dog. Instead of fretting about his predicament, he accepted the situation, sat back, and enjoyed the view. He even started bird watching from up there. The thing about acceptance is that it strips away the power of the problem. It's a bit like turning on the light to find that the terrifying monster in the corner is just an old coat draped over a chair. So when hopelessness knocks, let it in, offer it a comfy seat, and then calmly show it the door. Sometimes we just need to accept and move on. Fourthly, communicate your feelings. Now imagine you're a kettle, right? All filled up with water, heat rising, steam building, whistle about to blow. That steam, my friends, is your feelings. If you don't let it out, well, there's a good chance your lid might pop off. So don't be a closed kettle, let your steam out, express your feelings. Talk to your friends, your family, or even a therapist. These people are like the spout on your kettle. They provide an outlet for your steam, a safe space to let out your feelings. Without them, you're just a pressure cooker waiting to explode, and we all know how messy that can be. Ever tried scrubbing burnt soup off the ceiling? Remember, it's not just about unburdening yourself, it's about opening up a dialogue, creating a connection, and finding solutions together. So don't keep it all bottled up. Speak up because your voice matters. Fifthly, connect with nature. Now, one doesn't need to be a tree-hugging enthusiast to appreciate the serenity that comes with a stroll through a lush green park, or the calmness induced by the rhythmic crashing of waves at the beach. Nature, my friends, has been in the therapy business long before Freud decided to make a career out of it. A simple act of basking in the sun can do wonders for your mood. And who can resist the charm of a squirrel's chase, or the captivating sight of leaves dancing to the tune of the wind? It's the world's most accessible and, might I say, cost-effective wellness retreat. And let's not forget that fresh air, the original detox. It's like a breath mint for your brain, clearing out the cobwebs and refreshing your thoughts. So the next time your woes seem insurmountable, put on some comfy shoes, step outside, and let Mother Nature do the rest. Nature, the original therapist. Sixthly, get creative. Now, don't scoff at the idea just yet. There's something incredibly therapeutic about letting your imagination run wild. Have you ever tried painting a picture so terrible it made you laugh out loud? That's the magic of creativity, my friends. It's not about creating a masterpiece. It's about the joy that comes from trying, from experimenting, from letting your inner child have a play date. Remember when I attempted to create a papier-mâché giraffe? and it ended up looking more like a misshapen cucumber with spots. Or the time I tried knitting and ended up with a scarf so long it could have doubled as a magic carpet. Well, those were some of the most fun I've ever had. Creativity is a playground where mistakes are not only welcomed but celebrated. So go ahead, write a poem, dance like nobody's watching, sing out of tune, and remember, who said you need to be Picasso to enjoy art? Seventhly, prioritize self-care. Now let's get one thing straight. Self-care doesn't mean indulging in chocolate cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, however tempting that might sound. It's about maintaining a healthy balance in life. Eating well, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, and taking time out for relaxation and recreation. It's the small things that count, like treating yourself to a bubble bath, reading a good book, or taking a leisurely walk in the park. And no, self-care isn't about being a lazy couch potato, binge-watching your favorite series all day, every day. It's about being mindful of your needs and taking steps to meet them. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Neglecting self-care is like trying to drive a car with no petrol. It's bound to break down sooner or later. So take time out for yourself. It's not being selfish, it's maintaining your engine, because at the end of the day, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Scene script. Eighthly, help others. Isn't it funny how sometimes the best way to help yourself is to help someone else? There's a profound joy that comes from reaching out, lending a hand, or simply being there for someone in need. Take the story of a man who decided to feed a stray dog in his neighborhood. He didn't know that this small act of kindness would lead to an unexpected friendship and the discovery of a shared love for early morning walks. Or consider the woman who volunteered at a local shelter only to find herself adopting not one, but 3 kittens, turning her quiet house into a lively home. These stories might sound amusing, but they underline a powerful truth. When we open our hearts to others, we often receive more than we give. The act of helping can lift our spirits, provide new perspectives, and even create unexpected opportunities. In helping others, we often help ourselves. Remember, every act of kindness, no matter how small, contributes to a happier, healthier you. Lastly, learn to let go. It's like decluttering your attic, only this time it's your mind. You know, those dusty corners where you've tucked away past disappointments, or that hefty trunk of what-ifs you've been lugging around. It's time to roll up your sleeves and do a mental spring cleaning. Picture this. You're holding onto a helium balloon. It's pretty, it's shiny, but it's also filled with yesterday's stale air. Now imagine the liberation when you finally open your fingers and watch it drift into the sky. That's the magic of letting go. It's like unloading a bag of bricks you've been carrying on your shoulders, or better yet, it's like finally ditching that pair of tight shoes after a long day. Ah, the relief. So take a deep breath, face the stuffy attic of your mind, and start tossing out those unnecessary burdens. Let it go, and you'll feel lighter. So, feeling stuck isn't the end of the world, is it? Far from it. In fact, it's a chance to rediscover the power within you, a power that's fueled by perspective, the lens through which you view your world. Perspective is like a magic wand. It can transform the gloomiest of days into a canvas of possibilities. Speaking of magic, let's not forget the magic of gratitude. It's like a golden key that opens the door to positivity, pulling you out of the darkest corners of despair. Then there's acceptance, the gentle art of making peace with the present. It's like a soothing balm, easing the pain of resistance and making way for healing. And who could overlook the strength of communication? It's like a bridge connecting you to others, fostering understanding and empathy. Have you ever noticed the serenity of nature? It's like a tranquil oasis, offering solace and comfort in its embrace. Don't underestimate the cure of creativity either. It's like a vibrant rainbow, brightening your world with its myriad hues. Self-care, now that's a comfort like no other. It's like a warm blanket on a cold night, offering solace and warmth. The joy of helping others. It's like a melody that harmonizes the heart. And lastly, the freedom of letting go. It's like a bird soaring in the sky, unburdened and free. Each of these things possesses the power to pull you out from the depths of despair. Remember, there's always a way out. You've just got to find it.